Roundtree and Khalil Gokhan-Saki opening up the proceedings at UFC 226. Here we go. Slow to start the action. Oh, good connection by both men. Roundtree said that the stand-up of Mr. Gokhan-Saki is basic at best. But he is here to prove him wrong. Great outside leg kick, but checked by Khalil. Gokhan-Saki is fighting in the light heavyweight division these days. Oh my goodness. Great left hand by Khalil. And he floors Gokhan-Saki and knocks him out. Oh my goodness. It is all over, people. It is fucking all over. Oh my goodness. Now how do I describe this? Let me see. Let me get something to describe this to you. Whew. This is what I'll describe this as.
All the time, buddy. So I was like, left hook all day long. The left hook that dropped Anderson, the left hook that won me this motherfucking world belt. Boom. You can call me Left Hook Larry from now on. There you go.
Over the top. 1-2. It was 1-2, man. Gokhan-Saki was a little loose, throwing the leg kick on the outside, and boom. And he dropped some hammers to follow the shit up. Thank you to all the listeners for joining in. It's been quite some time on the channel, busy with some work. But finally, we're back to break down a pay-per-view of the UFC after 5 months. This is what it is. This is what got me back after a long time. So, anyways, stick around. I will be giving you locations and links to get the fight live, so you have to stick around for that. And in case you are first here, please drop a comment. Would be glad to discuss the epic main event, which is gonna be upon us in quite some time. If this goes at this rate, we will be having the main event in the next 15 minutes. Hopefully the audio is clear. Hopefully everything is okay. If somebody could confirm that, we could go right into the stream. We have the powerful Joe Rogan interviewing Khalil Roundtree, who finishes the fight at 1 minute 36 seconds of the very first round. My goodness, that was a shocker, if there was one. Gets the TKO against Gokhan-Saki. My goodness, Khalil Roundtree is pumped. He is so pumped. Can't imagine. He's really pumped. 1-2 was pretty basic, but Gokhan-Saki was not looking at him. He was looking at the feet. Really sad way to go for Gokhan-Saki in the main event. My goodness. He just shrugged it off as if nothing happened. My goodness. In case you are here for the first time, my goodness, you gotta drop that comment, people. You gotta drop that comment. Whew. We're going in for the subscriber goal of 500 on this stream. We're back after a long time. And we're gonna do this the right way. The next fight coming up is gonna be Platinum Mike Perry versus Paul Felder. But before that, let me give you a quick update on what happened in the undercard of UFC 226. Began with the women in the strawweight division, Jamie Moyle versus Emily Whitmire, an expected decision for Emily Whitmire to open the proceedings for UFC 226, the undercard. Then we had Dan Hooker versus Gilbert Burns, and my goodness, one of the knockouts of the night for sure between these two gentlemen. It was a good fight, was really, really short one. Dan Hooker just demolished Gilbert Burns really quickly in the early prelims. Then we moved to the undercard of UFC 226, which got us Curtis Millender versus Max Griffin. I was rooting for Max for this one, but the decision went, for some reason, in favor of Curtis Millender. I did not see this fight, but looks like I need to go and check it out. That is what happened in the first fight on the undercard. Then we went to Dakar Close versus Lando Vannata, and surprise, surprise, Dakar Close gets the decision victory against Lando Vannata, whose nickname is Groovy. Moving on ahead of that, we had, let me figure this shit out. We had Rafael Assunção, Rob Font, Uriah Hall, and Costa. These were the fights which happened. Rafael Assunção getting the decision victory, dominating performance by Rafael Assunção in the undercard of UFC 226, and then the featured bout for the UFC 226 prelims was Uriah Hall versus Paulo Costa, and the USADA Phenom, as I would like to call him, is basically the one to look out for in the middleweight division, because he smoked Uriah Hall. Beautiful knockout by Paulo Costa in the second round, 2 minutes 20 seconds to get things done. My goodness. Let's remove the sunglasses, get out of the groovy mode, and get back to business for the main card, which began with a surprise, I would have to say. One of the biggest surprises of the year, Gokhan Saki getting smoked by Khalil Roundtree Jr. very early in the first round itself. Also remember, today is the UFC's featured July card, which has the fight week, International Fight Week is what they call it, and a lot of fights were lined up yesterday. Israel Adesanya smoked, absolutely mopped the floor with number 8 ranked Brad Tavares, which was really surprising to see the least. Hopefully the audio is coming crystal clear. If somebody could confirm in the comment section, it would be really, really helpful. Anybody who could drop a comment, really, really appreciate it. They are right now showing the Hall of Fame induction for Rowdy Ronda Rousey, who becomes the first woman to get inducted into the UFC's Hall of Fame. My goodness, what a woman, what a pioneer. If anybody deserves it, I'm sure it is Rowdy Ronda Rousey. Gokhan Saki, though, gets knocked out by a 1-2 straight down the pipe. Saki was looking down towards a leg kick, but he gets clipped by Khalil Roundtree, gets some hammer fists going, and then eventually it is called off by the referee. Beautiful finish to the fight between Gokhan Saki and Khalil Roundtree Jr. That is the update for you people right now. This is UFC 226, Miocic versus Cormier, the super fight. Don't go anywhere. The second fight is right upon us. Platinum Mike Perry is going to be fighting against Paul Felder, the Irish Dragon. That is the fight which is going to come up. Do share your predictions for the next one. Okay, the next one is going to be actually Pettis versus Chiesa. That is the next fight coming up. Don't go anywhere. I will be right back. is been a little rough these last 5 months, people, to be quite honest. Been really rough. But we're back breaking down fights. That's what we do on this channel. We call the channel MMA Live. And in case you're waiting around for that first link or comment about where to watch these fights live, I can't show it to you live, but I can tell you, if you are in the UK or in the European region and in Canada, I can give you some suggestions on where to watch these fights for free. Here it is. These are the channels which I can confirm right now as we are browsing through, which are showing UFC 226 live across these regions. So in case you want to watch the fights live with us, please do stick around. We'd be glad to have you here. This is a small and up and coming channel, which as usual was not posting regularly up till some time back, but now we are, and we are starting the trend from the super fight DC versus Miocic. That is gonna be the fight to talk about. My goodness, what a great day to be a UFC fan, if there was ever one. The next fight is gonna be Micheal Chiesa versus Showtime Pettis. That is the next fight to have. Let us see whether the audio is coming clear. Let me check this out. Let us see whether the audio is coming clear. Oh yes, let me check this out. Thank you. Let us see whether the audio is coming clear. The first person to enter the octagon is Showtime. Thank you. Let us see whether the audio is coming clear. The first person to enter the octagon is Showtime. The former UFC lightweight champion, but he is. Let us see whether the audio is coming clear. The first person to enter the octagon is Showtime. The former UFC lightweight missed it by a pound and a half. Let us see whether the audio is coming clear. The first person to enter the octagon is Showtime. The former UFC lightweight missed it by a pound and a half. Let us see whether the audio is coming clear. The first person to enter the octagon is Showtime. The former UFC lightweight dropped down to 145. Let us see whether the audio is coming clear. The first person to enter the octagon is Showtime. The former UFC lightweight dropped down to 145. Let us see whether the audio is coming clear. The first person to enter the octagon is Showtime. The former UFC lightweight dropped down to 145. Let us see whether the audio is coming clear. The first person to enter the octagon is Showtime. The former UFC kind of dropped down to 145. Let us see whether the audio is coming clear. The first person to enter the octagon is Showtime. The former UFC kind of dropped down to 145. Let us see whether the audio is coming clear. The first person to enter the octagon is Showtime. The former UFC kind of dropped down to 145. Let us see whether the audio is coming clear. The first person to enter the octagon is Showtime. The former UFC kind of dropped down to 145. Let us see whether the audio is coming clear. The first person to enter the octagon is Showtime. The former UFC kind of dropped down to 145. Let us see whether the audio is coming clear. The first person to enter the octagon is Showtime. The former UFC kind of dropped down to 145. Let us see whether the audio is coming clear. The first person to enter the octagon is Showtime. The former UFC kind of dropped down to 145. Let us see whether the audio is coming clear. The first person to enter the Okay, don't know whether you guys can hear me now. Hopefully the audio is clear. The favorite for this fight is Michael Chiesa. Don't know whether the audio is going in clear. Let's recheck. Hopefully the audio is better now. Here we go. Round 1. Oh my goodness, Michael Chiesa pressing the pace. Going in for a takedown. Throws Pettis down. My goodness. Hopefully it's okay. Goodness. Yes, yes it is. It's much better now. Begins the fight. Okay. Goodness. With a takedown. Does Michael Chiesa? It's much better now. Begins the fight. Okay. Goodness. That people left with a takedown because of Michael Chiesa. Yes, it's much better now. Begins the fight. Okay. Goodness. That people left with a takedown because of Michael Chiesa. Yes, it's much better now. Pressing against the cage is Michael Chiesa. Takedown. Employing the same tricks that RDA employed. Pressing against the cage is Michael Chiesa. Takedown. Employing the same tricks that RDA employed. Pressing against the cage is Michael Chiesa. Takedown. Employing the same tricks that RDA employed. Pressing against the cage is Michael Chiesa. Takedown. Employing the same tricks that RDA employed. Pressing against the cage is Michael Chiesa. Takedown. Employing the same tricks that RDA employed. Pressing against the cage is Michael Chiesa. Takedown. That RDA employed. Pressing against the cage is Michael Chiesa. That RDA employed. Pressing against the cage is Michael Chiesa. That RDA employed. Pressing against the cage is Michael Chiesa. That RDA employed. Pressing against the cage is Michael Chiesa. Don't know what to look for. Yeah, Pettis is getting laid on. I apologize for the audio in the stream. I really do. Yeah, Pettis is getting laid on. I apologize for the audio. Thank you, Michael Kendrick, for joining the stream. Oh my goodness, the audio is finally okay. Yeah, Pettis is getting laid on. Chiesa is basically. Thank you, Michael Kendrick, for joining the stream. Oh my goodness, the audio is finally okay. Yeah, Pettis is getting laid on. Chiesa is basically. Thank you, Michael Kendrick, for joining the stream. Oh my goodness, the audio is finally okay. Yeah, Pettis is getting laid on. Chiesa is basically. Thank you, Michael Kendrick, for joining the stream. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Pettis is getting laid on. Chiesa is basically. Thank you, Michael Kendrick, for joining the stream. Oh my goodness, the audio is finally moving forward. Yeah, Pettis is getting laid on. Chiesa is basically. Thank you, Michael Kendrick, for joining the stream. Oh my goodness, the audio is finally moving forward. Yeah, Pettis is getting laid on. Chiesa is basically. Thank you, Michael Kendrick, for joining the stream. Oh my goodness, the audio is finally moving forward. Yeah, Pettis is getting laid on. Chiesa is these live on these channels. In case you are in Europe, you need to watch it in BT Sport. Michael Chiesa is running back. Great outside leg kick. Michael Chiesa's stand-up is basic. Is really, really basic is what I would say after looking at this beautiful outside leg kick by Pettis. Chiesa might be having some trouble here. You gotta be wondering. Does Chiesa shoot again? I'd probably give this round to Michael Chiesa, looking by the output which is being shown by Chiesa, but he is kind of gassing out later in the round. Beautiful trip by Michael Chiesa attempted, but he's getting reversed by Showtime. Single leg attempt by Chiesa. This is kind of sloppy. 10 seconds remaining in the round. I'd probably give this round. Oh my goodness. Showtime. Pettis is kind of spinning all the time. Oh my goodness. Oh, he drops Michael Chiesa at the end of the round. My goodness. Woo! Are you guys pumped or what? Michael Chiesa is gassing out and he is all sorts of sloppy. Who do you guys have for this fight? Let me know in the comments section. Mike Kendrick, are you still here? Let me know who you got. I'm kind of leaning towards Showtime Pettis for this one. Looking at the way he got dropped, Michael Chiesa at the end of the round. My God. Michael Chiesa was having a great start to the fight, but he got dropped at the end of the round. He got saved by the bell, as they would say. Beautiful takedown to begin the fight. He is a big lad. He is 6'1". He is large for the division. I have to say, he is extremely big. Was it a drop? I do not know. He is but looks like it was a clean connection. Showtime Pettis starting up the second round. Oh, 1-2 by Pettis. Oh my goodness, flying knee. Oh my goodness. Showtime, baby. It's showtime. It's guillotine will, and Michael Chiesa is going night-night. Almost there. Showtime gotta be careful. Michael Chiesa. Oh my God, what a shot by Showtime. Showtime Pettis has got some sick jits, as they say in the hood. Oh, triangle. Triangle. Oh, he got it. He got it. Oh, Michael Chiesa taps. Oh my God. Wow. Showtime Pettis says, what? What? That's it. That's it, my nicks. Ooh, Michael Chiesa getting destroyed by Showtime. Michael Chiesa was talking too much shit. Showtime's back, baby. Showtime's back. That's what I'm talking about. You kidding me? You kidding me? What the fuck? That was some sick jiu-jitsu by Showtime. Woo! Tell me, Mike Kendrick, you saw that one. Tell me. Just tell me, man. Chiesa says no, 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 and gets rocked by that 1-2. Mike Chiesa said no, 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 and boom, he gets corked. And by the time he recovered, Anthony Pettis went for a guillotine, switched it up to a triangle. Man, that triangle was seen from a long way. But man, Chiesa, got strangled. Showtime Pettis says, I'm back, baby. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Two surprises, actually. Two underdogs have won in UFC's 226 main card already. The first fight was Gokhan Saki getting destroyed by Khalil Roundtree with a straight 1-2. Sure, Mike Kendrick, I appreciate it. Thank you for staying along for the ride. Thank you. Showtime Pettis is back, people. I'm telling you, I'm feeling a little positive about this guy. 2 fights, 2 finishes. UFC 226 is off to a good start, is what I would say. And for all the people who doubted the channel is down, people, it ain't over till it's over. And we're back doing things that we do best, breaking down fights and telling you guys where to look for the fights live. In case you guys are watching it somewhere on the internet, do drop the links so that our listeners could also chime in and watch the fights live with us. In case you are new to the channel, I will post in the comments once more. If you see there, we have BT Sport, TSN, and Sony 6. These 3 channels are legit. Man, Michael Chiesa was rocked by that straight right from Anthony Pettis. It was not really a tight triangle, actually. Wasn't really tight. My goodness, wasn't really tight, actually. He did pull a little bit on the hand. Wasn't really the tightest triangle, but Showtime Pettis has got a nice squeeze, if you know what I mean. He was ranked number 12. Chiesa was ranked number 9, I think. Man, good things in the future for Showtime Pettis. Whew. The crowd loves Showtime in Las Vegas, people. The crowd loves Anthony Showtime Pettis. We have Tony El Kukumangu Ferguson in the house along with Matt Hughes. We also have Darren Till. Darren Till don't give no fuck. We got Kaba in the house. Donald Kaba Cerrone. Chocolate Dell, the Iceman, is also in the house. A lot of people have come to watch the super fight. Let us see. UFC 3 is upon us, and we are upon one more fight. Platinum Mike Perry versus Paul Felder. That has to happen. I don't know why it has not happened yet. Maybe it got pulled from the card for some reason. I'm not sure. Yes, it is coming up. We have the Irish Dragon, who's 15-3, going up against Platinum Mike, who's 11-3. The favorite for this fight is Paul Felder, minus 145. That's a good enough odd to bet on. Oh my god, my nose is so fucked. sorts of trouble. My God, my nose is so fucked right now. Apologies. Apologies for the same. My God, still gotta push through. Oh. Gotta push through. Thank you once again to all the listeners who have tuned into the stream. This is UFC 226 live fight companion. Because Joe Rogan's there breaking down fights. This is your alternative for the technical breakdown for UFC 226. 2 fights done in the main card. We've got 2 finishes. Gokhan Saki getting finished by Khalil Roundtree Jr. 1-2 straight down the pipe, while Gokhan Saki was looking for an outside leg kick. Hammer fist followed, and Roundtree finished beautifully in the first round. Then we had another surprise from an underdog, Michael Chiesa, getting strangled by Showtime Pettis. Showtime Pettis getting the triangle choke, pulling on the hand, not really tight I would say, but did get the finish nonetheless. Michael Chiesa was all sorts of sloppy. His stand-up did not look good. He did get a few takedowns in the beginning of the fight, but wasn't enough. Wasn't good enough. And then the finish came, and Showtime is back, and greater things lie ahead. Now we got the third fight of the main card already. We are just 1 hour into the stream, barely. Not even 1 hour, half an hour into the stream, and we already got the third fight coming up. Michael Perry, Platinum, is going to go up against the Irish Dragon, Paul Felder. UFC 227 is upon us soon on August 4th. We got TJ Dillashaw versus Cody Garbrandt, the rematch. And again, in the co-main, we got Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson versus Henry Cejudo, the rematch once again. We also got Alexander Gustafsson versus Volkan Ozdemir. Polyana Vienna versus JJ Aldrich is also on the card. UFC 227 shaping up to be a good one, is what I would say. Once again, in case you have links to the stream or where you're watching, do let us know so that we can share to our listeners. They're showing the highlights of TJ Dillashaw versus Cody Garbrandt, which happened the first time. TJ is gonna be my pick to get the victory once again in the rematch. That is on August 4th, around the same time as today. That'll be UFC 227. The pay-per-view for the rematches is what UFC 227 is shaping up to be. I'm really pumped. Also for Volkan Ozdemir versus Alexander Gustafsson. That's going to be a really interesting fight to watch. Cody, though, can knock you out. Did knock TJ Dillashaw down when they met in the first fight back in, I think, UFC 221 or 22. But man, it was a barn burner the first time around. I'm expecting nothing less the second time. Whew. 3 fights left. And the next one is going to be in the welterweight division. Mike Perry going up against the Irish Dragon, Paul Felder, who is the favorite at minus 145, but Platinum Mike Perry can throw some bombs. Do not underestimate this boy. He's got a tattoo on his head, so don't ever think of underestimating him. He does talk a lot of trash, but he does have solid fundamentals, good base, reasonable takedown defense. That's what you need for an up-and-coming fighter, but I really feel Paul Felder is on another level. he won't be sloppy against Mike Perry. Mike Perry has got a good overhand right. That is pretty much it. Not a lot of skills available on the table, but he has got a couple of great knockouts, especially the one against Jake Ellenberger. The elbow, step-in elbow, which he had against Jake Ellenberger was a piece of art, is what I would say. Beautiful, beautiful day to watch the fights. This is UFC 226, and welcome to all the listeners who have tuned in. In case you want to watch the fights, the comment section is right there. I've given you 3 channels which are streaming these fights for free and live. Do go to these fights and watch them. Do not just listen to them. In case you can't buy the pay-per-view, we're here to help you out. In case you have cable, these are the 3 channels which are showing the fights right now. I am watching it on Sony 6 in Asia. And in case, before you start commenting on the hairstyle and the color of my skin, just look at my t-shirt and realize that I really don't give a shit. You get this? Yeah, you get that t-shirt? Yeah. That is what happens around here. Meanwhile, Platinum Mike Perry is entering the octagon first for UFC 226 third fight on the main card. It's been 5 months since we did a fight companion. I do agree we've been slacking a little bit because of obvious reasons, but if you look at our record before that, most predictions do come up correctly on this channel. Let's look into the game plan for this particular fight for Platinum Mike Perry. This is what he needs to do.
What is the game plan going in against him?
The game plan is to go in there, hit him with some good shit, don't get hit, and come home with a pocket full of cash.
That is the game plan for Platinum Mike Perry, who has 7 first-round finishes, and he's also finished Jake Ellenberger before this fight. That is the game plan, obviously, but Paul Felder is the more technical guy. But I'm kind of skeptical on who's gonna win this fight, because I do feel Platinum Mike Perry did learn a lot from his defeat the last time around. So this is gonna be a tight one. Speakers, rest in peace. What happened? Anything went bad, or what happened? Mike Kendrick, you gotta let me know. What happened here? Okay, Lieutenant to Boy. Right now, all the links which were live, unfortunately, have been slowly getting pulled down. So the only source you have is the 3 channels which are available on cable, which have stated on the comments section. These are the only 3 confirmed sources as of now for watching these fights live. So I do apologize for not giving you a direct link on the internet. Our listeners are finding difficulties in finding the same. I do apologize. I did do my research before the pay-per-view started. There were a couple of links, but which I checked right now, they are not working. So you have to make do with cable. So in case you do have cable, please go to BT Sport, TSN, or Sony 6. These are the 3 channels which are streaming these live for a fraction of the cost of the pay-per-view. Perry has options, but the Irish Dragon has to be really, really careless to let Perry win. But I'll tell you why. I tell you why Perry has a chance is today is the day of the underdog, is what I feel. So there is a chance, but not a big one. If Paul Felder takes it to the later rounds, I really think Paul Felder has a good chance to win this fight. But Mike Perry's no joke. He's got a solid right hand, good wrestling base, It's not getting taken down that easily. So I would have to say this is going to be a fight of the night contender, in my opinion. So thank you for your comments, Lieutenant Boy. Hopefully I did resolve your question. So do stick around. Maybe we will stumble upon a link from one of our listeners on the internet. But as of now, these are the only 3 channels which are confirmed for UFC's 226 live streaming. Paul Felder's 33, Mike Perry is 26. Paul Felder did weigh a little bit less. Paul Felder will be 1 inch taller, and the reach is almost identical. Once again, thank you to all the listeners who are tuning into the stream. Really do appreciate it. Maybe leave a sub in case you like the fight breakdown. Mike Perry bowing down out of respect is what I think. He is from Orlando, Florida. He's a plus 115 underdog. Is Platinum Mike Perry. The crowd is so pumped, they're cheering everybody. Irish Dragon Paul Felder was supposed to fight someone else, I think. But then he got rescheduled and he got Platinum Mike Perry. I think both of their opponents dropped out of their respective fights, so that's why they are meeting each other. Paul Felder is also a well-reputed commentator for the UFC. The referee is Mark Goddard. The ring girl is Luciana Andrade. Oh my goodness, that is a big pair of, okay, can't really go there, of whatever she's carrying. Oh, she's carrying 2 cars, that's why. Mike Perry looking tight. Irish Dragon cannot be complacent. Starts off with a beautiful outside leg kick to finish the proceedings. Oh my goodness. Mike Perry throwing some heat. Irish Dragon gotta be careful not get clipped by the right hand. They clinch up. Paul Felder tries to take him to the cage. Good knee in the clinch. The underhook is in favor of Paul Felder. He wants to take it to the later rounds, is what I think is going to happen here. 4 minutes 25 seconds of the very first rounds are remaining, in case you want to sync this up and you're watching this live. Clinch fighting against the cage. Mike Perry trying to go for a takedown, which is really surprising. But Paul Felder stuffs it, and they still clinch up. Good knee by Mike Perry early in round 1. Felder trying to drop down. Good defense by Mike Perry as usual. Mike Perry's already bleeding because of a cut. It's really surprising how easily Mike Perry bleeds. Mike Perry probably trying to go for an elbow. Oh, good knees exchange. This is really good clinch fighting here. Neck and neck. Nobody's getting a clear advantage. Good punch by Mike. Elbows is what Paul Felder tried. Paul Felder got to be careful. Mike Perry, though, still pressing forward. Good oblique kick to the leg by Platinum Mike, whose conditioning looks solid this time, is what I feel. Let's see how Paul Felder reacts. Not a lot of action. Paul Felder trying to go for a flying knee, but abandons it halfway. Good right hand by Paul Felder. Mike Perry's got a solid chin on him, so he's not going to go down that easily. Good outside leg kick once more by Paul Felder. Oh, 1-2 connects for Mike Perry, who want to. Oh, elbow. Elbow attempted, but Paul Felder moves out of the way. Oh, spinning elbow by Paul Felder. This one is already shaping up to be fight of the night material. I can already feel it. Good jab by Paul. Who is moving away slowly but surely. Mike Perry's trying to close in. Oh, good right hand over the top. Good combinations by Paul. Neck and neck. The fight is neck and neck right now. Paul Felder. Oh, beautiful knee by Paul. Jabs by Paul Felder. Oblique kick. Oh my goodness. Mike Perry throwing all sorts of combinations, but most of them do not connect. Once again, thank you to all the listeners who are joining into the stream. This one's shaping up to be a barn burner of a fight, but not a clear edge as of now to either of the fighters. Paul Felder, though, with a good teep kick to the body. Mike Perry trying to go high, trying to mix it up with some kick. Good high kick by Paul Felder, taken on the hands by Mike Perry. Mike Perry, though, gotta be careful. Good jabs by Paul. Beautiful jabs. Mike Perry, gotta be careful here. He is getting hit from different angles slowly. Oh, good spinning attack taken on the hand by Mike Perry. Mike Perry has got some good oblique kicks going for this fight. Paul Felder smart enough to not really go for a no holds barred kind of a contest. They clinch up against the cage. Mike Perry trying to press the action. Good knee by Paul. Beautiful elbow by Mike on the break. Did not connect fully. Beautiful outside leg kick once more by Paul Felder. Paul Felder is slowly but surely winning this round, is what I can say. We got two surprises. Oh, beautiful spinning kick taken on the head and hands by Mike Perry. Good spinning shit by Mike Perry again. But I gotta give this round. Oh, good spinning back fist by Paul Felder. Oh, beautiful level change. Good takedown defense by Mike Perry to end the round. But man, I gotta give that round to the Irish Dragon. Gotta give it. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. A lot of spinning stuff in that round. Though both guys do not like it, they are technical in nature, but Mike Perry's got a great chin on him, let me tell you that. Let me really, really tell you that. Let me adjust the camera for a little bit. Yep. Looks much better. But he did get hit a little bit more. Mike Perry trains out of Jackson Wink these days. So hopefully they did have a few headbutts in the fight. Good connections by Paul. I would say I'd gotta give that round to Paul Felder. Gotta give it. Spinning shit is working for Paul Felder. We begin round two. Good advice by Coach Mike Winklejohn from the Jackson Wink Academy. High kick attempted by the Irish Dragon, taken on the hands by Mike Perry. Good back and forth, good kick to the body by Paul. This is turning out to be a really technical fight. Good jabs by Paul. Trying to go for a switch kick. Mike Perry trying to time Paul Felder. Trying to drop down for a low single. Beautiful par by Mike Perry. The Irish Dragon has got some sick jits. Don't forget it. Good takedown by Mike. This is gonna give him some momentum, as he's going into the third round. But Paul Felder's up. Clinch fighting against the cage is what's happening right now. Good elbow, beautiful elbow by Mike Perry. One more, but not a lot of power. Paul Felder seeking urgency, moving forward. Mike Perry, though, still game. His cardio is holding up pretty good. Beautiful connections for both men's on the jab. Mike Perry, a little bit more stationary. Oh, good right hand by Paul Felder. He got to press it. Can't let Mike Perry off the hook. He has a very fast recovery time, does Mike Perry. Good inside leg kick by Paul Felder. They switch stances. They're back to orthodox. Spinning back kick to the chest of Mike Perry. If he loses this fight, he'll be on a 2-fight losing streak is what I feel. Good kick to the body once more by Paul Felder, who's always switching stances. Mike Perry looks a little gassed in this round, I have to say, compared to the first round. Good punch to the body by Mike. Answered with a kick by the Irish Dragon, followed by a outside leg kick. So a lot of output and volume in this fight. Mike Perry not throwing as much. Mike Perry forcing the action. Oh, good elbow by Paul. Mike Perry is gassing out. Not throwing a lot. Paul Felder having his way in this round. Good jabs by Paul. Oh, good left hook by Mike Perry. He wobbles Paul Felder. Wow, that left hook opened up Paul Felder all sorts of the way. Paul Felder's eyes are watering down. Oh my goodness, that's a bad cut. That's a bad cut. My goodness, that was a solid left hook. Boom. That left hook opened up a big cut on the Irish Dragon. Looks like they're going to resume fighting. There's a lot of blood on the octagon, but the Irish Dragon says, yes, bring it on. Referee should not have broke the action. Mike Gardner resumes the action. Great refereeing here. That left hook might... Oh, good elbow by Mike. Trying to take the back of Paul Felder. Trying to take him for a ride, and he gives him a German suplex. No, this round was really close. Paul Felder is a little gassed out because of that punch. Ground and pound by Mike. This might get the round in favor of Mike. Paul has to be careful. Tries to take his back. Oh, right hands by Mike. 10 seconds remaining in the round. Elbows exchange. My goodness, what a fight. What a fight. Paul Felder still in it. My goodness, Paul Felder's all sorts of messed up. Oh my God. Lots of blood loss for Paul Felder because of that cut. It's gotta be 1-1, isn't it? Gotta be 1-1 going into round 3. Gotta say that probably Paul Felder might be gassing out after this round. A lot of blood loss, gotta say. The cutman doing a decent job there. 2 good takedowns. A lot of power developed by Mike Perry. While he's training with Jackson Wink. Round 3, people. Already the gash is open. Mike Perry will be looking to focus all of his power on that opening. Oh, beautiful left hook once more. He still has to be careful. The Irish Dragon packs some heat himself. Good footwork by Paul Felder. Resets to the center. He has to win this round convincingly. That's the only way this fight is going to go to a convincing unanimous decision. Right now, I would probably have to say it's 1-1. This round will decide the winner. Oh, beautiful right hand by Mike Perry. Good left hook by Mike Perry. Paul Felder's having difficulties to see from the left side. My goodness, this is turning out to be a great fight. Once again, thank you to all the listeners who have tuned into the stream. This is MMA Live, where we break down fights and events live as they happen. This is the third fight of UFC 226, and we have Michael Perry going up against Paul Felder. Round 3 with 3 minutes and 35 seconds remaining, in case you want to sync this up. 1-1 apiece is what I would like to call this fight as of now. Good spinning back kick by Paul Felder, who's all sorts of busted up on the left side of his face, but still moving okay. Mike Perry pressing the action. He has to land a big shot. Both of these men have to land a big shot in order to get a clear-cut decision in their favor. Good 1-2 attempt. Oh, good knee by Paul Felder. Beautiful knee to the body by Paul Felder. Mike Perry is not throwing a lot of heat in this round, but he is focusing on that one shot. Conserving energy is what Mike Perry is doing. He is training out of Jackson Wink, this camp. Therefore, a lot of improvements expected. Good exchange on the break. Paul Felder with a beautiful kick to the body. Paul Felder is a little tentative because of the blood loss, I gotta say. Right hook attempted by Mike Perry does not connect. Oh, beautiful punch by Mike Perry. How is Paul Felder standing? How is he standing? That gash is opened up so bad. Oh, beautiful high kick by Mike. Beautiful, beautiful action in round 3. This is a technical fight. Could go either way, but as of now, Mike Perry is edging Paul Felder out. Mike Perry staying calm, staying patient, not the usual rash, arrogant during the fight. Good punch to the body by Paul Felder. The wrestling of Mike Perry is pretty underrated. He's got some good pressure going in these exchanges. He's got good takedowns. He's going in for one more as we speak. Oh, going in for a low single once more, turning it into a high upper half. Irish Dragon got to be careful. No, doesn't get the takedown, but he does get his back. Does Mike Perry. Good connections nonetheless. Good advantage. 1 minute remaining in the fight. Paul Felder has to do something significant in these exchanges to get the clear-cut decision. Otherwise, this one is gonna go to Platinum Mike Perry. Again, takes his back. Paul Felder's a little exhausted because of the blood loss. Gotta be honest here. But they do fight in the clinch. Back to the center. They reset. Last 25 seconds, people. Anything can happen. Don't blink. They're going all in. Good jab by Paul. The nose of Mike Perry's all sorts of busted up knees, punches, kicks, everything's going in. This has to be fight of the night. Beautiful left hook by the Irish Dragon. Beautiful straight right by Mike Perry. They are going all in, people. Oh, beautiful spinning elbow. My goodness, they have given it all. Beautiful fight. Beautiful, beautiful fight. Whew! Gotta give it up to Paul Felder and Mike Perry, people. A lot of blood lost by both these gentlemen, but they gave it their all. Not as good as Michael Johnson versus Justin Gaethje, but I would put this as one of the closest fights of the night today. In the main card especially, but I think Mike Perry will get this. He will get the nod, I think, in the minds of the judges, just because of the takedowns. It was pretty close standing up, but the differentiator between the two men was the takedowns, which was landed by Mike Perry. I think 2 takedowns for Mike Perry throughout the fight, and the blood loss for Paul Felder will probably be considered significant in this fight. Once again, thank you to all the listeners who did join the stream. Oh, okay. This guy sounds like I do a lot of coke. Actually, I do. Scott Malcolm. So hopefully that's not a bad thing. But I don't do coke, man. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I do some weed once in a while. I have tried coke, but not on a regular basis. I'm not a cokehead, just in case you're wondering. Next up is the decision, which is coming up from Bruce Buffer. Let us see. I'm going to give 29-28 to Mike Perry for a unanimous decision. That is what the judges have to see. Much more well-rounded, much more aggressive. Mike Perry is dancing in the cage before the decision is announced for some reason. Let us see. The official one, as announced by Mike Goddard. Let us hear it. Oh, this is a split decision. Oh, split decision for Mike Perry, people. Thank you, Nicholas Penny. Set up a video link, you the real MVP. My goodness. You guys are too kind, man. Too kind, you people. People are accusing me of doing coke on the channel. Scott Malcolm just posted a comment. Not here, but on the other stream. But man, it's a good victory for Mike Perry, I gotta say. Don't go nowhere, because I'll tell you what's coming up. They gotta reinforce them cages, because Francis Ngannou is gonna go up against the Black Beast, Derrick Lewis, for the co-main event of the fucking evening. That is what's up. Coming up next, UFC 226. In case you're in Asia, do go to Sony 6. They give these fights for free. If you got cable in your house, or if you got a friend who has cable in his house, go to their place, because the co-main and the main event is what's up. I would love to give you live video. I would love to. Nicholas Penny. I understand where you're coming from, but I've already got pulled down once. As they say, they copy strike me. As PewDiePie would say, they copy strike me for pushing live video to the feed from the UFC. I had a camera right in front of my TV, and where you see my stupid face, I know I'm too sexy. You look at this t-shirt, look at this. I don't know. Can you see this? See this shit, people? Yeah, I don't know whether it's clear or not. See, I'm too sexy. You gotta give it to me. So yeah, So they pull me down, they copy strike me, and not a particular person, but the YouTube's guidelines don't allow me to show the fights live. I would love to, but that's where the problem is. So just in case you're wondering where are the fucking videos, I can give you 3 channels, legit channels, which are showing these fights live for free. All you need to do is probably pay $1 or $2 to watch these fights for free. The pay-per-view I think is $60, so don't spend so much money. We save money up in here in this channel, so do subscribe at least for that, maybe leave a like. But the 3 channels which are showing these fights live are BT Sport 1, 2 or 3, I'm not really sure, but my friend in the UK did confirm that they're showing these fights live. Yes, I do have I have a cold, yeah. Scott Malcolm, apology accepted is all I would say. It's all good, man, it's all good, don't worry. Stay in the stream, and we're gonna do some big things in the future. All these other people who are breaking down fights, they don't know what's coming their way. I'm the real fight, I'm the real money fight up in here. Sorry, I kind of got carried away, but I'm channeling the inner Nate Diaz, as you would say, because I've been in this fight breakdown business for quite a few months. But the problem is I also work, and during the last few months I really could not break down a lot of fights. So really apologize to all the regular listeners that I could not do it regularly. But hey, I'm back, as Anderson Silva would say. Let me pull up Anderson here. I'm back.
Trust me, I back.
Yeah, trust me. We're gonna do this regularly, and we're gonna break down fights. UFC 226 co-main is right upon us. Francis Ngannou versus Derrick Lewis. Before we go there, let me give you a quick roundup of all the fights which happened today, right from the beginning. So all the listeners of the stream, this is the recap. Jamie Moll versus Emil Whitmire, going to a decision in favor of Emily, who got the UD, as they would say. Then we had the featured fight in the prelims of the undercard, Dan Hooker versus Gilbert Burns. Hooker gets a beautiful knockout in round 1 itself. Then we had Curtis Millender versus Max Griffin, which was controversial. I would say I was leaning towards Max Griffin for this one, but then Curtis Millender gets the nod for this fight for some stupid reason, which I do not understand. Then we had Drakkar Klose Lando Vanada. Groovy Lando surprised by Drakkar Klose. Look at that output. Beautiful control and takedown by Drakkar Klose to get the victory against Groovy Lando, who's dropping a lot of fights of late, who did give Tony Ferguson a lot of problems in their fight on short notice. Then we got the featured fight in the undercard. According to me, one of the best fighters in UFC's. Oh my goodness, my nose is gonna go up. My nose. Apologies, people. Rafael Assunção versus Rob Font. Oh my god. Gotta push through, people. Gotta push through this shit called cold. You think this cold gonna get me? No. No, sir. So Rafael Assunção gets the UD once more against Rob Font. Good fight, though. Gotta say, good fight. And then we had a Uriah Hall versus the USADA Phenom, as I would like to call him, Paulo Costa. And Uriah Hall went at it in the main card prelim featured bout. Uriah Hall did get off to a good start. He was landing a couple of good combinations, but then Paulo Costa did what Paulo Costa always does. He just overwhelms you with that power that he has. Excellent, excellent knockout for Paulo Costa. If you look at that guy, you would say he should probably fight at 205. I don't know how he cuts to 185. I have no clue. But he's got a bright, bright future in him in the UFC. It was a good fight while it lasted. Round 2 KO for Paulo Costa. Then we had the main card, which started off with Gokhan Saki versus Khalil Roundtree Jr. And Khalil Roundtree with the upset of the night, according to me. 1-2 down the pipe and gets Gokhan Saki out of there with some hammer fists to begin the main card. After which we had Chiesa versus Pettis, which was also a surprise. Michael Chiesa was getting the better of Anthony Pettis at the beginning, but then he got caught with a straight right, dropped sloppy in the stand-up, and finished with a beautiful triangle choke by Showtime Pettis. Thank you, Nicholas Penny. Nicholas Penny, subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. And then we moved on to greener pastures with Paul Felder and Mike Perry. Mike Perry getting the split decision victory against Paul Felder. And without any further ado, we're gonna go right in to the co-main event of the evening, which is gonna be Francis Ngannou versus Derrick the Black Beast Lewis, which is coming up. Thank you to all the listeners who have tuned into the channel. This is MMA Live. The Beast is gonna win is what Nicholas Penny is suggesting. You see it already. Ghost Script is asking me whether Francis or the Black Beast. I gotta say Ghost Script. I'm gonna go with the Predator for this one. It's gonna be tight, but if you remember, Francis Ngannou is only 253. That is where I'm gonna base my logic for this one. He's in shape. He's used the Performance Institute to cut down 10 pounds, people. If you remember, Francis used to cut to 265. Derrick Lewis still does. So in case this goes to the second round by any chance, I know it's gonna be a sad night if that happens, but if it does go to the second round, I gotta say Francis has the edge. And in terms of striking, I really do feel Francis is a little bit more technical than Derrick Lewis, but power-wise, it's gotta be neck and neck. But Francis holds the record for the most powerful punch ever landed. So this is what I feel. This is the co-main event. Most finishes in 2015. Round is for number 5 ranked Derrick Lewis. He's also tied for the second most knockouts in the UFC's heavyweight division. He weighed in at 265 pounds on the dot. And Francis Ngannou, who's the number 1 ranked heavyweight, weighed in at 253. He's looking much more leaner, much more in shape. And this one's gonna be a barn fucking burner. He fights out of Bati, Cameroon. And he trains out of France, Paris. France, incidentally, through to the semifinals of the World Cup soccer, which is also going on parallelly. England is also through to the World Cup semifinals of soccer and football, whatever you call it in your country. And we are almost ready. They are reinforcing the cages. They are putting more steel. They are putting more wires just in case this doesn't break down like Big Show versus Brock Lesnar did back in the WWE. But Francis, I really feel, will be in shape for this fight. My cold is acting up, but I'm gonna push through this one, people. I ain't going nowhere because this is the first time I've been pumped for a UFC pay-per-view in a long, long fucking time. Let me tell you that. So in case you do like the breakdown of the fights, do leave a like maybe. I could not give you actual links from the internet, but I will give you 3 channels which are showing these fights live. Right after I break down Francis Ngannou, second most finishes since 2015, fifth shortest average fight time in UFC heavyweight history, and he has finished all of his 11 victories. 7 are by knockouts, 4 are by TKO. That is how good Francis the Predator Ngannou and his power really is. He is in shape. He did lose 15 pounds close to. Hopefully we don't go the second round. I'm picking Francis. Go script. Let me know in the comment section who are you picking. Nicholas Penny says the beast is gonna win. He already sees it. Let's break down the tail of the tape. Francis is 31. Derrick Lewis is 33. Francis is 6 feet 4. Derrick Lewis is 6 feet 3. But Francis weighed in at 253. Derrick is at 265. Francis will have a 4-inch reach advantage. That is really significant considering these two heavyweights pack a lot of power in them hands, as they say. But Black Beast somehow pulls it out, is what I hear from my friends. So you can never really predict who's gonna really win, but I'm going with Francis Ngannou for this one. This is the co-main event of UFC 226. You are at MMA Live. Do sub to the channel, that'll help us out. Our next goal is at 500. We are at 453, I think, so really help out the channel. And I would break down fights as and when they happen in the UFC. 19 wins and 5 losses with 1 no contest for Derrick Lewis, who fights out of Houston, Texas. He is the plus 260 underdog for this fight. He is known as the Black Beast around Texas. A great human being, helps out the community, really good guy. The family of Bruce O'Connell, the legendary creative director of the UFC who passed away this year, is also in the building. And so do we have Francis Ngannou, who is the minus 340. That's a big odd to have on Francis, though. He fights out of Las Vegas, Nevada, but he's born and raised in the sandy places of Baiti, Cameroon. This fight is happening out of Las Vegas, Nevada, and he trains out of the UFC Performance Institute, PI as they would call it. The referee for this contest is the irrefutable, indispensable Herb Dean. This is some black on black action going on. All black cast in the ring. 7 finishes since 2015 for Derrick Lewis. 6 finishes since 2015 for Francis Ngannou. Who's going to add 1 more finish to their name? Let us see. Francis a little tentative. Derrick Lewis marching forward. Southpaw stance for Francis, though. Really interesting here. I did not see that coming. They're not gonna really go technical for this one, people. So don't blink. This one might end really, really soon. I don't think this is a good choice for Francis to go southpaw. I really don't. He might get clipped by the huge right hand of Derrick Lewis. So he has to be careful. Really tentative, though, both of these gentlemen. 1 minute of action and not really anything to talk about. But as they say, this could end with a single fucking strike. Any fucking moment. This could end any fucking moment. Oh, good connection by Derrick. But they're really tentative here. They're really, really fucking tentative. really tentative. Francis pressing forward now. 2 minutes of not a lot of action here. My God. I'm sweating already with my cold and shit. Francis got to throw them bombs, man. Come on. Derrick Lewis is going to come over the top. I can already feel it. That's what he's feinting for. Francis should not go for the uppercut. He might get clipped. Good kick to the body by Derrick. Francis staying patient. This is a 3-round fight. Remember, ladies and gents, this is not a 5-round fight. So I still give the advantage to Francis as of now. He is pressing Derrick against the cage through his pressure. Francis might... Oh. Oblique kick. Sorry, crescent kick tried by Derrick Lewis. Francis conserving that energy, learning from his previous fight. Man, if any of these people uncock that right hand, it's going to be that nuclear warhead effect. It's going to go night-night time. Francis slowly but surely pressing Derrick against the cage. But still really, really careful, these two. 3 minutes of no action, people. 3 minutes. What the fuck is happening? These guys need to be careful. If they play this fight like this, the referees are going to have a big trouble in deciding who's going to win. Francis not ready to commit. A lot of feints by Francis, though. The leg kick is open, man. The leg kick is really open, but none of these people are leg kickers. Good kick to the body. Derrick Lewis clinches up. Shrugged off by Francis Ngannou. Good jab by Francis. One minute 15 seconds remaining in this round 1 out of a possible 3. Good leg kick by Derrick, finally. Good jab to the body by Francis. But seriously, not a lot of action, to be quite frank. 1-2 attempted by Derrick, does not connect. Francis got to let go. Francis is looking for that one-hit quitter, but he got to let go. Both of these guys are really tentative. 40 seconds remaining. My goodness, I did not expect this in the first round. The crowd might get really impatient after this. Francis going to throw some more jabs in him. That's the only way you're going to get a reaction. This way, you're going to feint all day, and the judges are going to give a split decision. Good switch kick, taken on the hand by Francis. Francis being really tentative. So is Derrick Lewis, though. Nothing happened in this fight, actually, till now. I don't know who do I score this to. I really don't know who do I score this for. Fuck. What do you guys think? Who's gonna win? I don't know. If this goes like this is gonna be a split decision, people. Man, Derrick Lewis just shrugged off his coach. His coach just told him, you won that round. He's like, yeah, whatever. Whatever, coach. Derrick Lewis is not happy. So is Francis Ngannou in his corner. I don't know, man. This is getting weird up in here in the co-main event. Snooze fest. Absolutely. I did not expect the heavyweights to do this, but I think in total 3 punches were thrown in that fight till now. I don't know. Francis is breathing out of his mouth already. Already breathing out of his mouth. Round 2. Here we go. Let's hope for a finish. Derrick Lewis with a lot more purpose. I know it's only going to take 1 punch to finish, but this is turning out to be a snooze fest, people. This is really turning out to be a snooze fest. They gotta throw, they gotta engage. They can't keep looking at each other. Somebody goes out, they go out. I know I'm not a fighter, but come on. One punch at least? Like, how many feints do you have to throw before you throw a punch? Like, really? Yeah, Francis' mouth is a little open. I don't know whether he's gassing or that's how he breathes, but... Okay, finally, Francis throws a jab. Can we move on already, people? Oh, God. Derrick goes for a high kick. Why is Derrick throwing high kicks here? And I'm a little critical of this, but I did not expect this fight to go this way. Francis, can we uncock that nuclear weapon that you have in your right hands, please? They are just afraid of getting knocked out. That's what it is. Maybe go for some wrestling, Derrick Lewis. You know that's his weakness. Yes, trying to go for that wrestling. Beautiful switch by Francis Ngannou, though. Takedown is stuffed. People are waving their lights here. I guess there's a power outage in the background. Oh my goodness, Derrick Lewis overextended on that one. What are they doing, man? The crowd is fake chanting that please get on with this shit. The crowd is getting really impatient. I guess Francis has to let go. I knew they'd be cautious, but seriously? So cautious? I hope DC Stipe is not like this. I really do. Oh my god, this is 8 minutes of staring at each other's face. Oh my fucking god. Why you gotta do this? Why? Can we stop fainting already? I need to copy strike this fight out of this main card. I'm telling you, people, this fight does not deserve to be on the main card of UFC 226. The greatest super fight of all time. Are you fucking kidding me? Please throw something. Okay, finally Derrick Lewis tries to do something, but it doesn't really work. How are you gonna really judge this fight? Like how? This is Herb Dean is talking. Herb Dean's just stopped the fight and said, you know what, motherfuckers, you gotta engage. Herb Dean gets a big round of applause. I'm gonna applaud this guy. Herb Dean, you're the man. But they go back to doing the same shit. Come on. Yes, finally, Francis. Yes, good jab. Like, a jab is all you get for the most expected. Oh, good kick to the body by Derrick. Okay, Derrick got into some urgency. Good jab by Francis. And Derrick is back into his shell again. See, that's what Francis' power does to you, man. The nuclear warhead that he has. A little bit more purpose and urgency in this fight, I guess. 25 seconds remaining. Southpaw stands for Francis. What is up? JD's hunting and fishing. My goodness. You are back. What is up? I know I did not entertain you for some time on the channel, but let me tell you, this main card has got me pumped up. One of the oldest subscribers of the channel, people. JD Hunting and Fishing. Welcome to the channel. What the fuck is going on here? Francis Ngannou and Derrick Lewis is turning out to be a snooze fest. Snooze fest of the highest order. I think Tyron Woodley threw more punches in his fight against Damian Maia, if I'm correct. Yeah, he did. Is this a strategy to take it to the later rounds, or what's happening? Because Francis Ngannou's corner is like, yes, you did a good job. Like, how is this a good job? Tell me. 2 rounds of heavyweight action, and in total we've got barely 20 hits and 20 strikes recorded. I think this has to be the most least recorded strike in UFC heavyweight history for a fight. That I'm sure. My goodness. Who would have thought this would go to round 3? Who would have fucking thought? Round 3. Let's see if they let it go in this round. Whoever wins this round wins this fight, people. Because this is straightforward. Are they going to give this to Derrick Lewis? Are you fucking kidding me? You're going to give this to Derrick Lewis. Nobody did anything. Yeah, he did land a couple of kicks, but nothing significant. Francis has to go, man. Come on. 9 strikes and 6 strikes. That is the total strikes landed in this entire fight. Francis, let's go, man. Let's go. Let's go. Uncork that nuclear weapon in your hands. Why are you switching to southpaw, Francis Ngannou? Let's go, Francis. Come on. It's okay if you lose. I don't even care by now. You gotta go. Oh, good high kick by Francis. Mouth open, breathing heavily is Francis Ngannou, who is moving well. Less than 3 minutes and 45 seconds to decide this fight. How are you going to score this fight? I have no clue, whoever the judges are. Come on, you gotta go throw down, man. At least 3 minutes remaining. You gotta throw down. Oh, finally they engage, but nothing meaningful comes out of the engagement. The co-main event has to be the worst fight of the night. This is really surprising that I have to say this, but this is not turning out to be a good fight, people. They're not gassed out. That's the problem here. Derrick Lewis is sweating, but both of these gentlemen are not gassed by any stretch of the imagination. Good teep kick by Francis, though. Why is Francis working out of a southpaw stance? He has the reach advantage. He can go in. 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining up in this. Whew. Who would have thought this would go like this? A good kick to the body by Francis. Derrick Lewis's corner saying right side, but Derrick Lewis is not doing much. Can we go already? Francis is trying to engage, but now Derrick Lewis is playing possum. Just let go. Two minutes remaining in this fight. Oh, good connections by Derrick. Who are they going to give this fight? I have to really be surprised to see that. Oh, left hook by Francis. Derrick Lewis saw that coming. Francis got to let go. Derrick Lewis got to let go. Both of these gents had to let go. These black males got to get in some action here. Derrick Lewis tries to go in to no avail. 1 minute remaining in this fight. What is going to happen? What do you guys think? Who's going to win this fight? I have absolutely no clue. And I think this should be declared a draw. That is what I think. There was not enough to see who won this fight. This has to be declared a draw. They just saw each other for a second, like they just stared at each other for a moment there. This one is going for a draw, isn't it? Yeah, that's what I think. Francis Ngannou still in the southpaw stance. The crowd is getting really impatient. 3 rounds of feinting and not doing much. Barely landed 10 strikes. Oh, left hook by Francis. 30 seconds remaining. Can we get a significant conclusion to this fight? "19 seconds remain. Derrick Lewis throwing in. Finally, they're ready to throw. 15 seconds remaining. Can we get something going, guys? No, Derrick Lewis backs out. Good kick to the body by Francis. Takedown. Who's gonna win this fucking fight? Who the fuck thought that this would happen? The crowd is so fucking impatient. Let me crank this up. My goodness, there is absolutely no action to show people. Joe Rogan is not happy with this fight. I think they have to declare this a draw. I really don't know who's gonna win this. How did Francis change his fighting style? How? They scored this as a unanimous decision for Derrick Lewis. What the fuck? They scored this as a unanimous decision for Derrick Lewis, people. Can you believe it? Can you fucking believe it? This is fucked up. I did not expect that co-main event to go that bad. Whew. Oh God, what a worst fight. I think Francis Ngannou should probably change his camp back to what he was. He got his conditioning done, but he did not use it. Derrick Lewis, obviously not happy with the performance. I don't think both of these people should fight next for the heavyweight strap. I really do feel that they should not fight for the strap. Derrick Lewis doesn't deserve that. This was a horrible performance by Derrick Lewis. But he got the victory. Dude, Nicholas, that was not a victory. That was a horrible, horrible fight. Nobody won that fight. How can you score that 30-27? Whoever that judge is, they're smoking some fire-ass coke up in there. I'm telling you, they're injecting heroin, they're doing DMT, and doing all sorts of shit up in there to score that fight 30-27 for Derrick Lewis. How the fuck can you do that? How? Tell me that. You give the win to anybody. I don't really give a fuck at this moment because I'm really disappointed. This is the record for the least strikes thrown in heavyweight history. Can you believe that? Francis Ngannou and Derrick Lewis are the owners of that famous, or rather infamous, stat right now. I can guarantee you one thing though. The UFC 227 will not have a stupid co-main event like this. That I can guarantee, because that has Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson versus Henry Cejudo. My God, my nose. Can we go to the main event already? Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Can you guess who is in the building? Can you guess, people? Can you fucking guess who is in the fucking building? They're gonna do this, aren't they? Come on, let's get these comments going. Can you guess who's in the building right now? We got Brock Lesnar in the fucking building, people. We got the motherfucking Brock Lesnar. Whew! So they're gonna do this. Whoever wins this fight, they're gonna get Brock in, and they're gonna face off. Whew! I'm already pumped for this main event, people. This is Stipe Miocic, the fighter with the highest defense streak in UFC heavyweight history, going up against Daniel Cormier, guy with no losses in the UFC heavyweight division. And now whoever wins that fight, they're gonna face the beast incarnate, Brock Lesnar. Is that how Paul Heyman would say it? But I don't know. But Lesnar is here, people. He's in the building, and he has come to watch the fight. Let me know in the comment section who is gonna win the main event. Are we gonna see a snooze fest? I don't think so. DC is gonna push that pace. DC gonna push that. Don't worry about that. Stipe is also gonna push the pace, but in striking. DC gonna go into the clinch, trying to grind him out, maybe get a takedown. That's what he's gonna try and do. But man, whoever is gonna win is in for the payday of their lives against Brock Lesnar. My goodness, I am so fucking pumped right now. But don't count out Stipe Miocic yet. He is the favorite as per the Las Vegas betting odds. How many of you listeners, you beautiful people, have got Stipe Miocic winning this fight? And how many of you are going to go with good old DC? DC going to grind him out and get the decision. Let me know in the comment section. I would be glad to hear your opinions on the same. And Brock Lesnar is gonna fight the winner of these two gents, is what I believe. Man, do we live in a crazy, crazy time. Whew, I did not expect that coming. Okay, I'm gonna go with DC for the win. Let me tell you. Let me tell you my logic behind that. DC, never undefeated in heavyweight. DC fought Roy Nelson destroyed him better than Stipe Miocic. DC fought Josh Barnett, 260, great grappler, great wrestler. Tossed him in the air as if he's nothing. DC, the only guy to win the Strikeforce heavyweight tournament right before its closure, when it was one of the toughest tournaments to get into. He was the alternate, and he won that entire tournament. That tournament had Fedor. That tournament had Antonio Bigfoot Silva. That tournament had Verdum. That tournament had Nogueira. That tournament had everybody, Josh Barnett included. And he just ragdolled them to a beautiful victory. If Stipe's got to win this fight, he got to win this fight early, and he's got to keep this fight standing up. If he gets into the grind, he's going to get outgrinded by DC. That's what I feel. Even though Stipe is the favorite, as per the odds, today has been a night of the underdog. And I'm going to go with DC for the victory. Let me know in the comment section, what do you guys feel about the same? DC is looking thick, boys. He's looking thick AF. He also had a crazy fall during the pre-fight press conference, so you gotta take that into account. DC though is gonna run to the octagon as usual. The crowd is going nuts. This has to be the biggest super fight in UFC history as of now. Going for 2 belts is something else, but a super fight is a bona fide super fight. 2 legit men. 2 men who could call themselves the baddest on the planet. They are up in their age, but they are not up in lack of heart and willpower. Okay, Mike Kendring is from Cleveland, so he's going to root for Stipe. We got 1 Stipe, 1 DC in the house as of now. DC, though, is the UFC light heavyweight champion currently, and he's undefeated heavyweight. He is the 2-time US Olympian, represented the United States of America in wrestling back in 2008. DC looking really, really thick, though. I do not know whether he will be able to carry the weight properly or not. This is about history, people. This is about history. This is about getting shit done. This is about the moment where you will get the true baddest man on the planet. We also got Brock Lesnar in the building to join the proceedings. Stipe Miocic, gotta get him out. I'm telling you, DC gonna grind on you. It's not good. If this goes late, I'm really gonna go with DC, but he is fighting at heavyweight after a long time, so I don't know how this is gonna happen. But if DC wins, if DC really does win, that makes John Jones the real greatest of all time. Don't you guys think? Let me know in the comment section, what do you feel? DC looking real thick. All-American. Represented United States in the wrestling team. Came in 4th during 2008. And in case you want to watch these fights live, go to the first comment on the channel and the stream. The comments are there. You have BT Sport in England, you have TSN in Canada, you also got Sony 6 in Asia. These are the channels who are showing these fights for free. DC is the current light heavyweight champion. Stipe is the current heavyweight champion. And if DC wins, he'll be the second concurrent 2-belt holder in UFC's history. Conor McGregor did it first, but could not defend. But if DC does it, I do believe he will defend it at least once. It's time, people. It is time for the champ. for the immigrant from Croatia who lives in Cleveland, Ohio, and represents the best in Cleveland sporting as of now. One of the greatest UFC heavyweights of all time. One of the baddest men to ever live on planet Earth. Stipe Miocic. If he wins through immigrant mentality. The same thing he's walking to the octagon with. He's nonchalant. He doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't give a shit. He doesn't give no 2 cents to no one. He's just walking calmly to the octagon. Let's listen to the audio here. Octagon. Let's listen to the audio here. Octagon. Audio's okay. Listeners are tuned in. We are all set for the super fight. Let's hear the stadium go up in unison for the heavyweight champ of the world, Stipe Miocic. If he wins this, they gotta do John Jones versus Stipe. That is what I feel. They have to do Jones versus Stipe. They have to. Because that will truly determine who is the greatest of all time in the modern era. People are disconnecting. I believe they are going to watch the actual fight. Thank you for all the listeners who are still sticking around. I really do appreciate it. Drinking some body armor drinks. Stipe is going to be the significantly taller guy. 6'4". Probably will have reach advantage. He has the most title defenses in UFC history. He's on a 6-fight win streak. He's number 2 pound for pound fighter in the world, and he has finished 14 of his 18 wins. 14 are by knockouts, and 4 are by TKO or decision. That is how good Stipe Miocic is. His only losses come in the hands of JDS, Junior Dos Santos, and his other losses against Stefan Struve. That is what is really concerning. If Stefan Struve and JDS can defeat Stipe, can DC do the same? These questions are the real interesting ones. They will touch gloves is what I believe. The atmosphere is electric. Let us break down this fight. DC is 39, Stipe is 4 years younger at 35. He is 6'4", DC is 5'11". DC weighed in 5 pounds heavier than Stipe. Stipe will have an 8-inch reach advantage. The interesting fact here is DC has lesser reach than Conor McGregor, who fights at 155. Conor has a 74-inch reach. DC only has a 72-inch reach. So he has to get in and grind. He is left with no choice but to grind it out. Man, this is really, really tense. Once this fight finishes, we will truly know whether Stipe is the greatest heavyweight of all time or not. We would also know that whoever wins this fight is gonna be facing Brock Lesnar. If DC wins, he's going to talk all sorts of trash to Brock Lesnar, I'm sure. DC's faced great strikers before. Stipe has not faced a great wrestler before this fight. DC had a fall in the pre-fight press conference. Stipe didn't. John Jones has already defeated DC twice. Once by KO, once by unanimous decision while he was doing cocaine. He was banned for his second win, and that win was overturned to a draw or a no contest. So DC's record right now is 20 wins and 1 loss. Stipe's is 18 wins and 2 losses coming at the hands of JDS and Stefan Skyscraper Struve. So if he's had problems with tall strikers. But he has not fought a lot of wrestlers before this. It's going to be really interesting. The light heavyweight champion is the plus 185 underdog for this fight. He fights out of San Jose, California, trains with Cain Velasquez, and he is 5 feet 11 inches tall, the same height as I am, but weighed in at 246 motherfucking pounds. DC looking thick, DC looking healthy. I don't know how he's going to carry this weight, but I am going to go with my prediction for this fight. I'm going with Daniel Cormier. I might be wrong, but I'm going to stick with DC for this one. He's going to pressure Stipe. He's going to probably get a unanimous decision victory against Stipe Miocic, who is standing in at 6 feet 4 inches tall, and he weighed in at 242.5 pounds. He fights out of Independence, Ohio in Cleveland, and he is the minus 235 favorite for this particular fight. The crowd is going absolutely bonkers. So is the coaching staff of Stipe Miocic, who's having a pretty nonchalant look in his face. He's like, yeah, whatever. He just shrugs his shoulders. He has that workman-like attitude. He's a fireman in Cleveland. He's got all the good attributes. They shake hands. The referee's going to be Mark Goddard. There is a significant height disadvantage for DC, but they shake hands once again. They touch gloves. Let's see how this is going to go. DC has to be really careful in first round. Stipe can generate a lot of force through short distances. So he's got to be careful on how he's going to approach this fight. He cannot blindly walk in, do his clinch, and move away. Here we go, gentlemen. The super fight of the decade, in my opinion. DC versus Stipe. Starting off tentatively, DC said he's not going to reinvent the wheel. He's going to grind. That's what he is. He's a grinder. But both these men are tentative. This is looking like Francis Ngannou and Derrick Lewis already. Trying to clinch up. Trying to clinch up is DC. DC got to be careful. Beautiful outside leg kick by DC. Trying to get in range. Beautiful uppercut. Oh my goodness. Stipe is throwing some heat in here. They clinch up against the cage. DC is having trouble reaching above the head of Stipe Miocic. Stipe takes DC down. My goodness. They are dry humping each other against the cage. Stipe is taking the back of DC. Punches and bunches. DC getting the underhook there. Stipe did get DC down for a second there. DC is looking for instructions from his coach. He's looking to take this a little later in the rounds. But Stipe looking good early in the fight. Stipe is looking good. They are having wrist control. Good knee to the body by Stipe. The crowd is going Stipe, Stipe. As expected, this crowd loves Stipe Miocic. But again, not a lot of action as expected in first round. They're trying to figure themselves out, but at least more action compared to Francis Ngannou and Derrick Lewis. Good knee by Stipe Miocic. Oh, 1-2. 1-2 by Stipe. Oh, good connection by DC. Oh, good jab by DC. DC throwing some heat. Stipe trying to go in for that 1-2. The patented right hook. Oh, beautiful connection by Stipe. But DC just takes it, man. DC, man. DC can take a punch, I'm telling you. DC is the shit. DC trying to grind. Yes, good reversal by DC, but Stipe reverses with a knee to the body. DC pressing forward as he said, but Stipe is playing real intelligent. Good jab by DC. Good outside leg kick by DC. DC slowly getting into his groove. 2 minutes remaining in this fight. In the first round. Good jab again by DC. Good outside leg kick again by DC. DC's got some power in his hands too, man. Nice straight jab by Stipe. Oh, 1-2 connects for Stipe. Wobble DC a little bit. Oh, 1-2 once again. DC got to be careful. Oh, good jab by DC though. He's going to pressure him. Oh, beautiful connection by DC. Oh, Stipe just shrugs it off. My goodness, these guys have a chin on them. Stipe going to snipe, looking to snipe. DC going to throw some more volume. Beautiful, beautiful outs. Oh, high kick attempted by DC. What happened? Oh, thumb to the eye, unfortunately, against Stipe Miocic. That was really unfortunate. Beautiful. Thank you for all the listeners who are listening in. I'm too tuned into the fight. What happened? Something grazed? Oh, DC threw a jab. Okay. The knuckle kind of grazed Stipe. Stipe got to be careful though. He has to recover full eyesight in the eye. They resume in action. 1 minute remaining in what could possibly be 5 rounds of heavyweight action. Good kick to the body by DC. Good answered by Stipe. Stipe wants to go for the right hand. DC can take a punch, let me tell you that. DC is still moving forward. Trying to grind. Good outside leg kick. Good punch. Oh, combination by DC. Good stuff. DC trying to clinch up. Oh, beautiful. Oh, my goodness. Oh. Oh. DC, baby. DC in the house. You know what I told you? DC smokes Stipe Miocic. Knocks him out. Ground and pound. Boom. Out of nowhere. DC is the first double champ. DC is the first double champ. He's the champ. Telling you. DC gets it done in round 1. I was thinking this is going to be a long, drawn-out war. But DC gets it fucking done. Stipe was getting a little careless in the clinch. I'm telling you, DC got some power, man. You got to not underestimate that. Through the clinch, he just wobbles into it and boom. Over the top, Stipe goes on and ground and pound. Boom. Boom. And then DC becomes the second double champ. Try to clinch up. Boom, right on the money, man. Boom. Boom. 1, 2, 3. 3 hammer fist. Right from the clinch, right on the jaw. It was just perfection. Perfect on the jaw. DC had to have that guard up, man. He just got corked through the clinch. Boom. Right on the jaw. 1, 2, 3. And the referee stops it. Good stoppage. Stipe was out of there. Stipe was out of there. Yep. As I said. As I fucking said it. 1, 2. That's a clean stoppage, people. DC gets it done, man. I'm telling you, you guys underestimated DC. The underdog always wins in these kind of situations. DC is really happy, man. DC is almost crying. But these are good tears. DC is crying here. But yeah, man, these are good tears, man. I like seeing these tears. Brock Lesnar's in the building. That's going to be a fucking great fight. You could see the sense of relief in DC's eyes as he is breathing right now. These are humongous moments in history, people. You will not realize the importance of these moments when they happen. But these are some of the greatest moments in sporting history. Daniel Cormier becomes the second double champion. Brock Lesnar is ready to get into the octagon. I guess they're going to bring him in. Whew. And right on the jaw, man. Right on the jaw. If you guys thought that DC doesn't have power, man, whoever connects at these ranges, they're going to go down, man. 246. Packing a lot of heat. DC is happy, man. I'm happy for DC too. Nothing against Stipe, though. He's a great guy. Gotta respect him. Man, I told you guys. Stipe's clinch game is not up to the level of DC. He just clearly... Man, these are historical moments. Let me crank this up. Whew. DC, there's a sense of relief. He becomes the second to division history. Man, beautiful stuff. DC explained the game plan perfectly. Oh my goodness, DC's going in. Man, Brock Lesnar's in. Brock Lesnar just shoved DC. They're creating history. They're creating history right here. Oh my goodness, DC's just getting shit done. My goodness, DC just milked it. Milk this moment, people. Oh my goodness, these guys are pumped. Man, that is an epic moment there. DC just created an epic moment in sporting history. And then Brock Lesnar just shoved him. Brock Lesnar playing the heel to perfection. He's the WWE guy. He knows how to play the crowd. He just calls Stipe Miocic a piece of shit. They're going to milk this at December 31st. That's what I feel, man. I mean, this is good for the company. I feel good for the company, man. They got a big fight coming up after this. Man, if anybody deserves it, has to be DC, isn't it? Man, what a guy. What a guy. He just has that skills on the mic that very few people have. Very, very few people have that skill on the mic. Man, it's been a great night of fights. It's been a great night. Let's just back up a second and say, man, DC made the day, didn't he? So props to him. Thank you for all the listeners who did join into the stream. I'm going to sign off. Till next time, this is Harry from MMA Live. And I'm going to sign off with this particular message from Conor McGregor, who would probably agree if DC got the same response.
Dana! 60 G's, baby!
My goodness. And Brock Lesnar entered the octagon and said,
I back. Trust me, I back.
That's what Brock Lesnar did. And then he played the heel.
Frank Mir had a horseshoe up his ass. I told him that a year ago. I pulled that sumbitch out and I beat him over the head with it. Woo!
Goodness, I'm pumped for this fight. DC versus Brock Lesnar. Whew. And to end the show, this is what I have to say for DC's win. Oh, it's not playing. Basically, I want to say, not surprised, motherfuckers. This is what I expected. DC's a good guy. I feel happy for him. I'm going to sign off. Peace be upon you, people, and have a good day. It's already late. Let's go to fucking sleep. Woo! What a great night.